Hey everyone, how's it going today? We are here for the PSG Juve pregame first match of the UCL. Dash, how you doing today? You hyped up?
I'm extremely hyped up. I'm just trying to keep a poker face here. I want to keep everybody guessing on this. But hey, everybody, happy Monday lunchtime stream. To the folks that are on the Western Hemisphere, U.S. and Canada, happy Labor Day. We're doing an early morning or lunchtime live for you guys, so you can get in some Juve news before you do the barbecue or before you do your shenanigans in the afternoon. We also just like to give a PSA: drive, drink safely, and responsibly. National Traffic Highway Administration. Kidding. No, but hey, everybody, again, make sure you drop in a like, a comment, and let's kick this show off.
Yeah. All right. So, we're all here. We know for PSG pregame starting tomorrow. That's 2:45 Eastern. That would be 8:45 local time they'll be playing. Let's break it down a bit. This is what's the nicest way of putting this? This is gonna be a tough match. This is gonna be a real tough match. It's looking like.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think so. Like the funny thing is I think this is an Allegri match. Because you look at it and it's remember we're all kind of just crap, we're playing Chelsea last year. We're like, crap, our team sucks. We're playing Chelsea. They're Champions League winners, and they have Lukaku that joined their team last season. So we're all freaking out, and then we ended up winning that game 1-0.
Yeah.
So the thing is Allegri's got experience doing this. PSG's coach, Gaither,
Gaultier.
Yeah,
I'll do the French, seeing as I have a bit more of it in me.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of my repertoire, so I do apologize to any of our French speakers or any French-based fans that are watching. But I don't know too well about his background as far as UCL experience. I think Allegri has the experience, and interesting thing, because he's doing his presser with Mbappe right now. He did mention something about, because when Allegri was talking, he was like, Benfica is our real opponent in the Champions League group stages, so it's a little bit of the Italian mind games. So PSG's coach actually responded to that comment by saying, did Allegri just say their opponent is Benfica? He has the malice that characterizes Italian coaches, which among the things I respect a lot. So I think Allegri's trying to do some mind tactics. The coach that's actually dastardly devious at doing that is Mourinho, and maybe
those two characters, we'll call them. Yeah, they're definitely characters for that.
So it's kind of interesting because I think Allegri is also trying to out psyche their coach in a sense, just because of that conference. Just listening to some of the comments, and I'm like, okay, Allegri, I see you. Because the reason why I say that is, for some reason, Allegri always has some really weird games in the Champions League against top tier teams. For example, the 2-goal second half comeback against Bayern Munich at home, the 1-0 win against Chelsea last year, the ridiculous Ronaldo hat trick against Atletico Madrid. The spanking of Tottenham in London with Dybala back then. So Allegri has some of the, or better yet, the 3-0 thrashing of Barcelona, the MSN Barcelona in the Champions League quarterfinals, and then the 3-goal comeback against Real Madrid, only to lose to a Michael Oliver penalty. But he's known for doing stuff like that. So I think Allegri kind of wants to play a little bit of mind games to see how the coach is going to essentially take it, because I think this PSG coach doesn't have that much of a Champions League background per se. And it's kind of interesting because once you get under those lights and the anthem starts playing in the background, it sets the mood. It's it's like a nice romantic dinner where you have the rose petals, you have the chocolate, you have the fondue, you have the music playing. It's like a Champions League night, a Tuesday night at Paris.
You really know how to swoon your football manager there with the rose petals.
I'm just saying, hey, it's gonna be one of those one in Paris nights. Statistically, going off of it, I think we'll break that down later. But I thought I'd open it up with a little bit of romanticism since we're going to France.
Yeah, Paris specifically. Yeah, so the city of love, as they call it. It's a city of filth, personally. I don't know. I've been there once, spent a day or two. I get the appeal. Not my favorite place, but we're not fighting for the cities. This isn't a war. It's a war on the pitch, I suppose. We'll keep it to the stadium, Parc des Princes. But
what is it? Park the bus for Allegri.
He probably will be parking that bus tomorrow if I had to make a guess there for sure. I do actually see, as you alluded to with that reference to Chelsea, I kind of see those tactics playing out again, and I don't see why not. You're away from home, a killer offense from Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. I mean, how did I stumble in Messi, the greatest, right? It's insane what they have up front. So we know, because every team does it to us. They park the bus, and it's so effective. You see it so many leagues. I'm seeing it happen to us in the MLS with TFC, with all those Italians up front now. I mean, park the bus, and you never know. You never know. They really have to try. They got to make those crosses in. It's hard to get a direct shot on net a lot of the times, and if so, there's blocks coming in. We have the team that's able to do that. So maybe do we see a 0-0 draw? Do we see us hit a counterattack, kind of like what happened to us there on the weekend?
I want to.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see it, but my only thing is, when it comes to seeing it, is for some reason Allegri can't Allegri in a way, because it's like have we seen, like, for example, like, have we really been able to, granted everybody in Serie A has parked the bus against us, so it's not like something where we can, get smoked and pressure and then do a swift counterattack, but like, is it possible? I mean, maybe.
It's possible. Yeah, it's obviously possible.
I mean, Allegri's already criminally known for playing a 1-0 until like the last minute, or even going for a 0-0 draw against Milan last year. Oh, that game. But
yeah, that was a hard one.
Yeah, but like, the thing is I'm not more concerned about us than I'm concerned about PSG, because like, if we've been reading between the lines and reading some of the reports, the tabloids, and all that stuff, it depends on how seriously we're going to take it, but Mbappe and Neymar don't like each other.
Yeah,
that's something
that is a thing.
Consistently. Like, those two do not like each other at all. So,
and I'm not really surprised, because you have all these massive egos in a locker room, and that's really, with PSG, that's their biggest fault, their biggest weakness, is all the egos just butting heads, as far as I'm concerned, as far as us, the fans, can see it from the outside looking in.
Because I think correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but like, I think Messi just doesn't care. I think he's just there to get a check at PSG more so now than how he was at Barcelona. But like Neymar and Mbappe, like, the animosity towards them, especially with Neymar's new contract extension, and then like L'Equipe saying that how much they wanted, or how much Mbappe wanted Neymar to be sold, and Neymar wasn't too thrilled about it. I mean, it is a World Cup year for Neymar, so Neymar's bossing it up right now. So we got to give credit where it's due. Neymar is absolutely killing it with PSG, but it's interesting, because like, the thing is like, there's always like this weird stigma around PSG. It's almost like let me put it in sense for gamers. So like, people that play Call of Duty, like when you're playing against the guy that has the aimbot and somehow he loses, that's like PSG.
Oh yeah, I love that. The guy that's cheating and he somehow still managed to fumble.
Yeah, like it's like every season, it's almost like they have a cheat code where they have like,
No, they do. They have the FFP cheat code.
Yeah, they do. And then it's like, what is it? When you get enough FC points in FIFA and you get to do the hostile financial takeover, like, they get to use that every season, pretty much. But like, it's almost like, the thing is like, it's weird. It's kind of like the universe trying to maintain balance. Like there's like some kind of deity that's like, all right, you get the money, but you get to lose in the most embarrassing way possible. And their chairman, Khalafi's like, I'll just do it. I'll take my chances.
I'll just throw another $1 billion at this project.
I'll just throw another $1 billion at this. But it's interesting, because the thing is like, PSG doesn't just lose. Like, they lose in a way that's memeable. Like, all of their losses in the Champions League, maybe outside of the final, but like, it was a memeable offense. Like, last year against Real Madrid, straight meme. The previous year, I forgot who they lost to. They got dominated by City the previous year. And then even that year they went to the final, it was just like they just got smoked by City, or not City, by Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And like, that's it. Like, they didn't have any kind of dangerous attack at all during that game. But like, the best one is, when they lost 6-0 to Barcelona in the new camp. That was
So it's
But
nice when something like that happens.
yeah, so for me, it's like PSG is always like they're always guaranteed a memeable loss. Like it's like a given, whether it be in the group stages, whether it be in the later knockout stages. There's always that loss that you just have to like make a video or a meme or catch us on Turin Giants to make a YouTube short about it if it does happen tomorrow. See, got you there. But something like that where it's almost inevitable. It's kind of like how Thanos is just like I am inevitable, and then like the memes go up to PSG, and we're just like I am inevitable.
There was your Marvel reference for the day.
Yeah.
Marianne Menegazzo here saying she's a little afraid for tomorrow. What formation do you think Allegri is going for?
I would be surprised if it's anything other than a 4-3-3.
Well, we've seen the 4-4-2. I mean, if we're parking the bus.
Yeah, but the thing is like we right now with just the injuries, we don't have the personnel for a 4-4-2.
And that's also true.
Because like who would he put up top? Would he put Milik with Vlahovic? Which to me wouldn't make sense. I mean, it'd be interesting to see them play together.
Keane knows how to shoot against Navas, I suppose, in practice. I don't know. Put Keane in. Why not?
I think it's Donnarumma. They're projecting Donnarumma to start.
Okay, so the lineups aren't up. I see Navas.
I forgot. He was still there.
Yeah, they were trying to move him, but I think that fell through towards the end.
Gotcha.
Anyways, what I'm looking at says Navas. We don't know for sure yet. Either way, Navas, Donnarumma. They're both pretty good keepers. I would say Donnarumma's better, but
Keane's got experience against Kimpembe, and I think it's Militao who's their other defender. I'm like totally drawing a blank here, but yeah. So
Marquinhos. That's probably who you're thinking about. Yeah.
So
Militao isn't he Real?
Madrid. Yeah, he's Madrid. Had a brain fart there, but
DMs. Spanish names. I gotcha.
True. So that's interesting. So does PSG run a back three? Because it says Ramos, Marquinhos, Kimpembe, and Hakimi, and then Sanchez, Verratti, Bernat, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. Are they running a 3-4-3 now?
That's the prediction I'm seeing right now. Is that 3-4-3?
That's interesting. I'm gonna see if I can pull up one of their previous games lineups just to fully convince myself on what they actually do.
That does actually look like a pretty decent lineup. But Hakimi though pushed up. I suppose he can do that as a wing back, or no, he's just a right midfielder. It looks like in this setup. Because let me share. I wasn't able to steal this because it was one of those web pages that doesn't let you steal their photos. But I'll do the screen share. I'm sorry, there's not much out. It's still a little early to actually pull the pictures off.
So while you pull it up, I'll mention it. So I'm using this app called FootMob. It's not a sponsor of us, just an app that I use that I like. So I was looking at PSG's recent game against Nantes, and they do run, it's really interesting, they run a 3-4-3. So you would have, again, Ramos, Marquinhos, Kimpembe, and then Bernat as your left wing back, Hakimi as your right wing back, and then you have Verratti. And then it looks like Vinta in the middle, and then you have Messi in the hole with Mbappe and Neymar up top. So that is a very interesting lineup. So Sanchez, I'm surprised they're going to start Sanchez if that's the case, but
they just lost Paredes, so I guess he's the next guy up. I don't know.
But the thing is this is where Paredes becomes useful, because they'll be like, all right, Paredes, so how do they line up and what do they do? I bet you he's been spending nights at Allegri's house, and not in weird ways. Everybody get your mind out of the gutter. Tactics here, tactics. But a dinner at Allegri's, and they're probably going over it. The thing is like, and Rio Ferdinand did this really good. So if anyone has time, I implore you guys to go and look at the clip that Rio Ferdinand did. I think it was on CBS or something. It was either Sky Sport or CBS, where Ferdinand talked about how PSG lines up. They are ridiculously top heavy. So like when they're attacking or when they're doing anything, at least 6 of their players are in the opposing team's final third, and they have a very high line. So I find it interesting when you're playing with a 3-man defense that you have a very high line, because that's like, it leaves you very exposed to pacey wingers, which unfortunately we don't have. But
pacey fullbacks? No, sorry, we don't have those.
Yeah, we don't have those either. But yeah, if we have and I think that's kind of like what gives us a chance per se. But the thing is whether or not we have the players that can run into that space that PSG leave you, because PSG is going to leave you into space. I think it's more so because here's how Mbappe's game works, probably. And this is from me looking at it from a third person. I don't follow PSG. I don't, sit there and study how they play hours on end. That's just kind of weird. And I also have a life outside of watching PSG. So sorry, guys. But usually how PSG works is they're almost like a counterattacking team because of Mbappe's pace. So they're able to kind of just like sit back and force the opposing team to attack them, and then it's one through ball from Messi to Mbappe or Neymar, and one of those two are gone, and it's usually a quick counterattack. Allegri doesn't do that. Allegri doesn't leave you that space, and I think Allegri's first priority is to be able to neutralize the attack. Whether or not he scores one or gets Juve to score one, I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think he even thinks about that, and I don't even think he's thinking about it because, like the Fiorentina, I said Florence almost, the Fiorentina game. I'm thinking of Florentine Benny's. I don't know why, but the Fiorentina game that kind of showed like he was just sitting there, just kind of focused on neutralizing Italiano and not really giving us an option to attack, but. I don't know. It's weird because the thing is there's so many factors. Because in Serie A, everybody plays against us like their lives are on the line. Where it's like, oh, look at us, we beat Juve or we tied them. Whereas like in the Champions League, nobody really cares. Like you don't really see like an anti-Juve tactic whenever we're playing a Champions League team, unless we're playing like a team from Pot Four, like a team that just went through like the entire qualifiers where all they can really do is just sit back and just wait for the inevitable. But like if we're playing a Man U or if we're playing a Dortmund, if we're playing a Benfica or a PSG, I really don't think that their coach is more so like sitting there like, okay, cool, let's study how these like they'll do their scouting, like the basic scouting. It's not going to be like, for example, like with Spezia or especially Fiorentina, where they're sitting there and they have like every single video of every single player of every single movement. I don't think the scouting is as hard in the Champions League as it is in Serie A. Because the thing is you never really see a coach out tactic another coach in the group stages. More so, it's just kind of a free for all. You kind of see that more towards like the round of 16, the
Yeah, the
elimination round.
eliminations
Yeah.
for sure. You because you have to. It's
Yeah.
everything's pretty much on the line.
Or yeah, because I still think, and that's why like I'm not expecting PSG to slap us like 4-5-0. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think if anything, like for example, I could see us winning 1-0. I can see us losing 2-1. Maybe I don't see us scoring 2 goals. I don't know how, but maybe a 2-2 draw or something like that. I don't personally see an inconspicuous like 3-0 thrashing, 4-0 thrashing, 5-0 thrashing, because like that Chelsea game was an anomaly for the one reason because of certain player personnel that we had, and that's why we lost 4-0 at Stamford Bridge. But like here, I don't see us getting slapped around. I might say that we'll get bossed around in possession or in the statistics, but like at the end, I bet you PSG will have like 20 shots, 4 on target, 1 goal, or something like that. Because I could see that happening. It makes sense. Go ahead.
Yeah, it'll be interesting though because, well, for one, there's just no way to know how this is going to unfold, right? Like personally, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think that's just me, perhaps being positive in the back of my head, just saying, okay, no, this is going to be a close fought game. But we also know because Chelsea last year, once things do start to unravel a bit, I mean, they could unravel. We let 1 goal in, okay. That second one comes in, we're gonna have to open up the game a little bit more. But then what happens? So, I mean, it's gonna be a game of inches. I think we can get unraveled, but at the same time, I think you're right. We could keep this extremely close.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to add too about that Chelsea game is we already qualified for the knockout stages, so I think
True,
Allegri just
yeah.
didn't care. Like I honestly think it was just like whatever.
I don't think he did, and we ended up coming first in the group anyways,
Yeah, no,
right?
'cause they couldn't even beat Zenit Petersburg, which was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I don't really take the group stages seriously in the Champions League. It's just because like maybe more so like if we're in a group of death, which theoretically we are. That I get it. I would look into it more so, but like I don't know. For the past couple of seasons, it was always just us and one top team, so I'm just kind of like whatever. It's either first or second. This year, yeah, but like the thing is like I don't see Allegri letting us concede that many goals. So like people that are worried about goal differential, like for example, say that Benfica and us tie, and they have a better goal differential. I doubt it. We don't really concede that much in the Champions League, anyways. I mean, again, outside of that anomaly with Chelsea last year, like if you look at our previous group stage runs, I think the most we conceded was 2 against Barcelona at
Four
home.
four is now the most we've ever conceded.
Yeah.
Like that was our new record last year.
Yeah, that was
So-
a record in theoretically a meaningless game per se. So like games that we actually care about and not worry about, like we've always been defensively solid in the group stages of the Champions League. It's unfortunately it's the gimme goals we give in the knockout stages, which is really frustrating. But yeah, outside of like the group, and that's the weird, that's the funny thing. That's the weird thing about us in the Champions League. We're disciplined, smart, do what we need to do in the group stages, and then when we're in the knockout stages, everybody just sits there and is like, "What do we do now?"
Yeah, it is. It is interesting. I almost have a feeling that this team, when there isn't that pressure, is very free flowing. It's when that pressure comes in, and we saw that last week. I mean, any of the derbies, really, everything gets super tight. But then, I don't know, just a random team against Sassuolo, let's say. I mean, we just kind of open up.
Well, and the thing that's kind of what frustrates me about the players, because it's like back then everybody used to eat the pressure. Like Buffon used to love that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
Same thing with Chiellini and them, where it's like this younger crop or this new crop of players. They sit there and they just freak out. I think the only person that I see just runs ahead and goes crazy is Vlahovic and Chiesa. Like those two love it.
Yeah.
And, speaking of Chiesa, because we're going to talk lineups, but there has been a news report that Chiesa is expected to return after the World Cup in November, because believe that they're saying that it is slower than expected, which I had a feeling a lot of people would call me crazy because I made this comment a couple months ago where I said, I don't see Chiesa coming back before the World Cup at all. And people were telling me, no, it's an ACL reconstruction. It takes guys, knee injuries are the worst injuries to have as a soccer or football player.
Well, because you have one.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm with you on this one because initially they said it's probably going to be January, likely after the World Cup. And that makes sense because you have those few weeks in between for extra recovery. You don't need to push it. All of a sudden, and we see this, right? Everyone's an accountant. Everyone's a doctor. This is one of those situations where everyone's apparently a sports therapist or some sort of doctor where they're like, oh, no, he's coming back by October. No, they told us from the get-go it's probably going to be January. Just because an ACL tear typically takes 6-7 months doesn't mean his ACL tear is taking 6 or 7 months. It's clearly going to take longer in the situation.
Well, and the thing is the surgery and the reconstruction of the ligament, it takes about 6 months. That's accurate. I get that. The problem is like an ACL injury, there's two things that are going with the injury. First is the physical recovery of the injury itself, and then second, it's the mental. Because like the thing is like Chiesa's psyche is different from another person's psyche. Like, yeah, Chiesa Grinta comes into the gym, works out, does everything that he needs to do. But like even like the thing when I've experienced it with my meniscus is like when I'm stepping on the field, especially when I came back this year from my meniscus injury, I had giraffe legs the first couple of times I've stepped on grass because it's just like I injured it on grass and I'm like super insecure about playing on grass because I'm like, whoa, will my leg hold or anything like that? So there's a lot of things that go into it. And like the thing is if you step Chiesa into the fold where like mentally he's not there, because he's really subconscious about his leg. One, his performance is going to dip. Two, he's going to run in the risk of re-injuring it because he's going to overcompensate on his opposite leg to try to subconsciously protect his other leg, and then he's going to injure the opposite leg. Like, perfect example of this to any of the folks that watch the NBA. Klay Thompson tore his ACL in the NBA Finals against Toronto, which is your hometown team.
Yeah.
So he tore his ACL against Toronto, got it, stitched up and everything in 6 months. And he started doing full speed drills. And then because unfortunately mentally he wasn't checking in on that leg, he overcompensated his opposite leg and tore the Achilles tendon in his opposite leg.
That's totally a thing. I've done that myself where I keep on going from one side to the other, which way I'm injured, because you don't fully recover.
Yeah, and the thing is like with me this year when I actually, so the funny thing is when I was doing my x-rays, because when I was playing I felt a little like a heavy imbalance on my left and right side, and I went and got an x-ray, my hip was shifted because of the injury because I was overcompensating, so I had to readjust my hip to balance it out. So like there's a lot of things, and I get it, like they have the best doctors in the world, the best physicians and everything. Like the medical part is fine, like they can do a great job on the medical part, but it's always the mental aspect. Because like theoretically Chiesa comes back next month, it's going to take 2 or 3 months for him to get back to game speed because one, he has to step on the grass, run and play on the grass because I believe he just started running recently.
Yeah.
So he has to get the feel for the grass again because he's been out since January. It's a 9-10 month thing. Like they always say, like when you're going to the gym consistently and you stop going for a week, that's almost like 2 months of like your body loses like stuff for 2 months worth of stuff.
And then after 2 weeks, it's like you're pretty much starting over.
Yeah. So he's been out 9 months. So it's almost like he's just finally starting to work out again. So like it's going to take a while. And of course, we don't know all the behind the scenes thing, but I mean, I called it back then. I knew it was going to be January. I guessed the dot, and I'm kind of happy and funny at the same time where he actually confirmed it because I remember there was a lot of people on social media that were like, oh, he's back in September. Oh, he's back in October. So we're going to have him like first week. I'm like, nah.
I mean, he's back when he's back at this point. We'll let the doctors and himself, like he's got to decide himself what he's going to do, right? So
the other thing about doctors is unfortunately Di Maria is out for tomorrow.
Yes.
I believe it's some adductor tears.
Which is super unfortunate. I mean, and this is a case of kind of pushing it too hard. I think he definitely has the couple times he's been out. His initial injury, his crazy trying to throw himself up in the air to stop what ended up being the goal. I mean, you want to see them try. Same with Danilo. I'm surprised Danilo hasn't come in with with something.
Because that tackle where he slid in and I saw his foot go in like that, I'm like, dude, his knee or his ankle is smoked. But he like put the magic spray. I need to figure out the supplier of that magic spray and like buy some for myself because like that thing looks like it works magic.
Just numbs the pain. That's all it does.
Because, like the thing is like he like was like in pain and then Danilo gets up, walks on the touchline, starts jogging, and I'm watching the game. I'm like, what is this guy's legs made out of? Like, how can you do that? Like, he fell awkwardly, his ankle rolled, and then his knee bucked. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, dude, like I need whatever like juice or whatever sit-ups or push-ups that Danilo uses. I just need that for myself.
Yeah, that's Grinta, man. That's just all in the head. Speaking of getting in the head, man, that guy's in it. Here's Misak. He's going for the November. So should we tally this up or?
I mean, we could, but
November, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's playing healthily in November. But,
we hope so, yeah.
Yeah, because the World Cup goes until the end of November, and then there's like a couple. It
goes into December.
It goes into December, right? But like
it's like mid-November to mid-December.
I gotcha. So then, like, because there's like 2 weeks of friendlies the first 2 weeks in November, then the World Cup, and then it goes mid-December, and then you have the Christmas break, and then January.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Chiesa plays in some point during the Christmas break just to kind of fine tune his legs because, like I'm not saying like full intense games, but like because I believe Juve is playing some friendlies during that time, so the club is going to be playing some friendlies, so you'll get to see Sule and Miretti and Fagioli in some action during that time. But
even if it's like coming at the 85th minute, let's run for just a little bit,
just to help him fine tune it because I would be terrified if he comes in January cold. I'm like,
No, they're going to have to give him... And we've seen this, too, with these injuries where, just a little bit... Dybala, I'd say, is probably the best example because he was injured so much that they would just throw him in at the 75th minute and then maybe throw him in at the 70th and slowly give him more time. So I can see that.
The funny thing about Dybala is he's playing on the worst pitch of the top teams in Serie A, the Stadio Olimpico, and he hasn't been hurt yet. That, to me, baffles me because it's like... Chiesa tore his ACL on the Stadio Olimpico. Manny Demiral tore his ACL on the Stadio Olimpico. Even Zaniolo
twice
twice on the Stadio Olimpico. Like their field is absolutely atrocious. Like I believe if you look at the statistics, out of the top 6 teams in Italy, I think most injuries occur in the Stadio Olimpico. So like the fact that like Dybala is playing on that pitch and not getting injured surprises the crap out of me. I'm not wishing any ill will on him, anything like that, not at all. But like I just found it ironic because like our pitch is one of the best pitches in the league, and then it's like a cramp here, an abductor there. Again, it could be our medical and training staff, so I'm not admonishing them at all. But like I just find it ironic that the worst pitch ever, Dybala is like perfectly fine, but like Chiesa stepped on it last year and just completely smoked his leg.
We'll see. The ball is fresh though. He barely played last season. Even when he didn't play.
That's true. But yeah, Chiesa's new contract negotiations should be do not ever step foot in the Stadio Olimpico ever again, just to keep your legs safe.
Yeah. Oh man, if the Stadio is that bad though, what is it like at Bologna or Spezia or Udine, whatever, right? Like it can't be.
I don't know, man, because I haven't heard any reports of players suffering major injuries on those pitches
Yeah.
that I know of.
That would be cool. Speaking of which, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. So hopefully we can monetize here and maybe get a plane ticket to Italy, and we'll check out those pitches for ourselves. Maybe
We're doing groundwater impact studies on the grass. That's what we need. Like, if YouTube asks us, why do you want to join our partnership program? We want to study some grass samples, the finest grass of Italy. And they're like, what? Yeah, the finest of grasses.
The finest grass. I do. You know what? There's a lot of science into that too, especially with the sports. It's actually quite insane. You look at golf. I mean, every little swing, every little divot. I mean, the amount of science that goes into grass itself, and just the pitch, the stadiums. It's really quite wild.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is I was talking to someone at a golf course, one of the maintenance guys, and I was just having a conversation with him, and I was like, "How do you guys trim the grass on the green?" Because like if anyone's ever played golf, when you're on the green is the section where the hole is, and you putt to get the ball in the hole. That grass is like carpet. Like
it's a certain type of grass too. It's Bermuda grass.
Yeah, so it's like it's super soft. It's even though it's like hot and sunny outside. It's not like it's squishy. It's like squishy as in like wet grass. Like if you were walking in wet grass.
It's a soft carpet. It's it's nice. It's really nice grass.
And I was talking to him about it, and he's like, yeah, most of the professional sports teams use this type of grass. And I was like, dude, that makes sense because it's like, I played soccer in the or football in the U.S. God, I gotta stop saying that. But I played football in the U.S. and it's like the grass is absolutely terrible, and it's like I never want to play on grass. I'd like rather play on AstroTurf, but like all professional athletes hate turf. But like I was talking to this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, no, this grass." He's like, "Dude, it's amazing." And it's like I'm stepping there with my golf shoes, and my golf shoes have like studs on them. They're like cleats, and it's like. It's almost like butter. I was like walking on just like cream puffs almost. Like it was just so smooth. The impact wasn't even that hard on my legs or anything like that. It's just like, oh.
The trick though, it's very high maintenance, and you saw we even got a glimpse. I noticed pregame there, Fiorentina, how they were doing the presentations, the anthem, what have you. So that part of the pitch, that strip of it was not being watered, but right up until just before the players took the field. That back part of the pitch was still getting watered. And that's the thing. It's all about retaining that moisture. And that this Bermuda grass, it's able to be cut really short, but you have to keep it watered all the time so it can hold all that moisture. And that's how it gets all that bounce. But, I mean, we're not grass engineers or biologists or what have you.
We might be eventually at this point.
I read a couple books. I do like lawn care, but that certainly did not make me an expert. I just wanted a nicer lawn out front. But... yeah, I mean, we digress again. But speaking of injuries, because this is how we got onto grass, was tripping over it. Pogba's also reported now to be taking a little bit longer. Whatever that is, because we weren't really given a solid date for him. It's kind of day by day. So more days than less at this point. And who else? Was there... Yeah, Bonucci.
Yeah, Bonucci is also questionable, I believe, as well.
Yeah, sort of day by day. Did you freeze, or is that my... No, you're good.
Nope. And then Rabiot, the Iron Man, is good to go. He's back. Szczesny's still out with his ankle, so Szczesny's still not 100% yet. But it's all right. We've got the goat and Perrine in between the sticks.
Yeah, and I keep on watching that short we put out yesterday. If you haven't, please check it out. We have shorts almost every day. They're really cool. We put one out today of the Milkman as well, so check that out. The thrust goal, yeah. But that one with Perrine, I keep on watching it because they're like 9-second videos, what have you. I still don't see him touching that ball. Like he got such a little sliver of that ball. He stretched out so much just to get something on it, and it was just enough. It's really insane. So
it's like if anyone watches Dragon Ball, it's like Perrine like went Super Saiyan and his aura just pushed the ball off to the side. Like it's just our peasant eyes can't see, but he did a Kamehameha right on the ball, and it pushed it towards to the upright there. So. That's why, unfortunately, our eyes aren't fast enough to see it.
No. Jockey Bro coming in again, saying, hey, how's it going, bud? What's he say? Pogba is getting surgery now. All right. Delayed it.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, meniscus injuries are some of the stupidest knee injuries you could possibly get. Like it's never a clear-cut injury because the thing is like either it's lateral or medial, and then it's like depending on how it heals, some of it heals, some of it doesn't, and then like even the procedures for it, it's like I don't know. There's a bunch of doctors towards it. It's just and then like the rehab for it, ugh. Because like I mean, and it's like even though an ACL is more severe, but like an ACL, it's clear cut. This is what the injury is, and it's X, Y, and Z. Where it's like a meniscus, it's like it's kind of this, and it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which then factors into a little bit of this. So it's not a good injury.
No, nothing with the knee is ever really that great. Or any of those small joints, ankles. I mean, elbows. If it's not really a soccer injury so much, but still, those small joints, they're really fragile, and you got to take good care of them. So yeah, Pogba, Chiesa, man, hopefully they come back. Tech, I'm actually not too disappointed because Perrine has been doing such a great job. So not a huge loss, it seems, so far. We'll see. Hopefully Perrine really earns his man. What a killer contract he's on too. He's going to be demanding more next time around, I think, if this continues.
I think because I remember when he signed this deal, I think he's just like, you know what, whatever, man. I'm fine with what I'm doing right now. So
he did. He came out a couple weeks ago and said, "It's like, you know what, I can be the starter for any other team in this league, but I want to win something."
Yeah,
awesome.
I know.
I'm all for that.
Gotta love that guy.
Yeah, and again, this goes back to the management bringing in or retaining these players that want to be with the team. They're not necessarily concerned about just the money.
Yeah,
I get it. You need to get paid. You're all professionals. Clearly, I mean, you're going to get injured on this team as well. You're going to want to get paid out for that, which we do. The team actually pays more for injuries for compensation. So that's, I mean, they make more money by getting injured.
That's why that's why our transfer budget was kind of limited this summer. It's because we're paying out the injury clauses.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's part of the budget. It is a thing. So,
yeah. So I don't think we ever went over the projected lineup for us. So obviously, goalkeeper is going to be Mr. Perrine, Super Saiyan Perrine. The right back looks like it's projected to be Danilo, and then they're projecting Bonucci to play. I still think Bonucci's going to be questionable. So,
Sandro is also out for this one. Sorry,
Sandro is also out, which is very interesting. So it's who's going to play on the left?
Danilo Deschilio.
Yeah, I think Deschilio might get the nod. So I think Danilo's going to play on the right. Then you got Bonucci and Bremer in the middle, and then you have Deschilio on the left.
But Bonucci, again, I can see him starting, but he might only play a little bit.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Because if, say that Bonucci's out and you have to put Danilo, no, because then Rugani.
Gatti. Yeah, you got to play Gatti and Bremer. Yeah. Danilo on the right, Deschilio on the left, or... Yeah, I think that's how they've been lining that up. Deschilio kind of plays on both sides, so...
And then this projected lineup that I see here says Locatelli, Paredes, McKennie is your midfielder, which I've heard that Locatelli is going to be on the bench.
I heard that as well. He's getting rested, which kind of makes sense. He's played every game. He's not looking the greatest. I would personally bench him. Give Moretti, let him go at it.
But I would do this. So instead of Locatelli, Paredes, McKennie, I would do Rabiot, Paredes, and Moretti.
Those are two ex-PSG midfielders right there. And that's the thing. I'm sort of upset that Di Maria's out, and I want Keane to start because I just want all the ex-PSG players on the field just because. But of course, that's not the reality.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to play Keane because Keane actually knows how this team lines up. But and then up top, we have Kostic, Vlahovic, and every time I say this, I cringe. Our Lord and Savior, Juan Cuadrado.
Yeah, but I don't know. He hasn't been that bad. He's slowed down. We know that, but
the concerning thing that I have with Cuadrado is like he brain farts whenever we're on a counterattack. Like
which is what we're gonna have to score on, obviously.
Yeah. So maybe, and just maybe, if you have Moretti and Paredes both in the midfield, both of them can do a forward pass. We saw that against Fiorentina where Paredes was with his back away, was able to turn the ball in the opposite direction to find somebody. So I think Paredes and Marte can put the forward ball, so hopefully just Quadrado can just go into space and shoot at the goalkeeper at least. Do something like that.
Yeah, at least shoot. Don't pull a McKinney. But
Yeah.
I digress on that one.
Don't pull McKinney.
Yeah. So Jockey here is saying we are PSG B at this point. I mean, in a sense, I was sort of thinking this as well today. It's like and even PSG B is. They're good players, guys.
Yeah.
They're still good players.
PSG is not that. It's not too shabby. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But oh, hey, Colo's in here. How are you?
Yeah.
Colo? So
We got to give him the shout out. So our intro is done by Colo. That Marquisio poster, a bunch of our so much. Our logo, our brand new logo, which is eventually going to get displayed on our shirts. So shout out to Colo. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. And if you need anything done, I mean, this guy's a champ. He's amazing. So, yeah, hit him up. Look him up on socials if you need anything, or just want to check his stuff out because he is quite the artist. So thanks again. We wouldn't look as good without you, bud.
Yeah, speaking of cool people, we're not going to say the name, but next week for our Champions League preview, we're having a guest hop on the channel. A very, very cool guest. Renowned around the football YouTube space.
This isn't just a Juve guest. This is a footballing guest.
He is probably, hands down, probably one of the biggest footballing channels out on YouTube, and he is going to be hopping on with us 4:30 next Monday. So set your calendars. We might reveal the name at the end of the week.
We will after the PSG match. Once this is out of the way, I'm gonna start releasing some names here.
We're gonna tell you the name that's gonna blow your guys' mind who it is. So just letting you guys know, just anticipate it. Yeah. We are having a very huge guest.
So stay tuned for that. Hit that bell so you do get reminded about it. Of course, we remind everyone on socials as well, but I don't think you guys want to miss this one. It's going to be next Monday, so mark the calendars.
Yeah. All I can give you a hint for is Benfica, and that is the hint.
Yeah, and he may live down the road from me. A few hours, let's say. Anyways, Marianne again here. Do you think Allegri will start Moretti? She wished she does, or she wished that he does start. And yeah, I think that's projected.
Yeah, so I was looking at a couple of folks on Twitter, and I don't know who. I don't want to say the name of the person that tweeted it because I forgot it, because a lot of the Juve Twitter pages share each other's stuff, so it's always hard to find the original source. But they're saying, it's Di Marzio. So Di Marzio is claiming that it's going to be Rabiot, Paredes, and Moretti as your midfield. That's also where I got my idea from, just thinking about it. So it's also Di Marzio thinks it as well. I don't believe Agresti has mentioned anything yet about a projected starting lineup, but it will be very, very interesting to see how these other journalists are going to be projecting as well. The only thing right now that Agresti has tweeted is because right now the press conference Mbappe is talking currently. He's actually said some really nice stuff about Vlahovic, where Mbappe is crediting Vlahovic, and by mentioning that Vlahovic is probably one of the best players of this generation, alongside with him and Haaland, so they're going around that route. But yeah, the only one that's tweeted, or any journalist that's tweeted, I don't believe Nicolo Shira has tweeted anything yet, but right now it's just Di Marzio that's saying that Rabiot, Paredes, and Moretti are going to be starting in the midfield. It makes sense. It makes sense, because that thing is Rabiot again is your heat-seeking missile that's going to disrupt anything from the midfield to an attack. Paredes and Moretti, so Moretti is more of a forward-thinking Paredes in a sense. I'm not comparing the two players, so don't come at me and say that I think
he's he's more of an 8. He's going to go forward a bit more.
Yeah, so Moretti's going to move a little bit forward more, which should help Vlahovic, Kostic, and Quadrado. The one player, though, as we're talking about this, that I'm really curious to see play out is Kostic, because PSG doesn't contain defensively, isn't like the Serie A teams that suffocate you for space. I think it's going to be a lot more open for him on that left flank, because I believe it's going to be, he's on Hakimi's side, so Hakimi is notorious for getting caught out of position, so that frees up Kostic as well.
And also just flying all over the place like a dummy. So we'll see how that pans out for sure.
So that's going to be interesting, because the thing is like the thing that I saw in the Fiorentina game is that Paredes can move the ball pass-wise. I'm not saying like he's an excellent dribbler, but like, for example, some of the passes that Paredes had, and he had a very high pass accuracy rate as well. So him and Moretti both can pass, which is something we've never had in our midfield. It's usually just Locatelli that passes forward, and then he would just be encompassed by Rabiot and McKennie. who can't really pass the ball that well. So it's going to be interesting because if this goes in, how DiMarzio is saying is the starting midfield lineup, you have Rabiot that just focuses on defensive duties in the midfield, which is something that he excels at. He is perfect at that. We got to give credit where it's due. Paredes can then really just focus on moving the ball and transitioning the ball from the middle to the park to the top. And then Moretti can also be that fourth option up top, or be able to be a transitionary piece with the ball and moving it towards our strikers or our wingers. So I'm actually curious to see how this plays out.
And it'll be interesting to see, I mean, if it's a 3-4-3 on the PSG side, are they going to play strictly with those two midfielders, or those wide midfielders going to come in and support? Are they going to play more like wingers?
I don't know, because the thing is Verratti's a good dribbler, but like Verratti doesn't shoot, because like that was one thing that we know for sure, that like it's been notorious that Verratti isn't much of a shooter.
But he's playing deeper with Sanchez, allegedly.
Yeah, so him and Sanchez are both playing deep, so it's like those two aren't really like your playmaking midfielders. They're more so almost like defensive midfielders. So it's like they're wingers. It's Bernat and Hakimi that looks like, because it looks like PSG is going to be going out through the wings. Like it
looks like they're going to attack through the wings, but then they're exposed on the wings.
Yeah, so it's almost, well, the thing is, it's like they live and die by the wings essentially. So like they get opened up by a counterattack that's coming at their flanks, and then they also attack through their flanks, because like you have Neymar and Mbappe that are essentially on the flanks, and then Messi plays in the hole. So it's like you have your two top up here, so you have Mbappe and you have Neymar up here respectively, and then you have Messi in the hole behind. So like Messi is throwing out an outswinger in either in the left or the right side of the field, and then Hakimi and then Bernat probably push forward to cross anything in or get any recycling balls, and then it just leaves Verratti and Sanchez in front of their three center backs. But Ramos isn't really fast anymore. So again, if you hit him with speed, and that's one of the things where I make the argument for if you go at the 3-5-2 or any three-man defense with anyone with pace, it's not going to be fun times for that three-man defense.
Yeah. And maybe that's where throwing in Keane might make sense, because he does have a bit. I mean, his other skills lack a bit, but he does have a bit of pace at him. So
he does. So I think he does have he has a change of pace winger. I think he's faster than Kostic. So I think Keane could come in as an impact sub. It wouldn't surprise me if he scores, because it's an open. PSG's open, man. Like the thing is like they're not known for being defensively sound.
No, not at all. And they don't have to be in their league.
Yeah. No, they don't need to. They can just mess around. I think the only time we saw something that was a little bit out of the ordinary is how Monaco held them to a 1-1 draw. That was interesting. I kind of wish I read up on that just to study that a little bit more, but I didn't. But like, we look at, like, I'm looking at PSG's previous results. So again, 3-0 against Nantes, 3-0 against Toll House, 1-1 against Monaco, 7-1 against Lille, 5-2 against Montpellier, and then they won 5-0 against Clermont, again 4-0 against Nantes.
So who let you say all the French names?
I have been practicing. No, I'm just kidding.
Also, guys, please like and subscribe. I need a new chair. I gotta glue my armrest on after this one.
Yeah, it's because so Davide watches the games on that chair, and like the past couple of games, he just ripped off his chair.
That may have been a bit of that was some anger at one point. Yes, it was football related.
So he's just like, "Come on, Keane, score the ball."
Oh man. And yes, if you're checking out the chat, I mean, this is just a perfect excuse to get involved with the live chat right now. Somebody had a very excellent guess down there of who might be showing up.
We can't confirm or deny that, Yusuf. Sorry, don't want to get your hopes too excited, because what happens if you say that and then it doesn't happen and we get someone else just in spite of you now?
Just to spite
just to spite him, because he says the name down there. Oh my God, it's this person, and it's like, no, it's Willy Carvalho or Pepe or something like that. And he's like, oh,
it'll be good. It'll be good. Just wait out a couple days. Let the PSG game settle down, and for sure, because after that, the whole focus for this one is for Benfica. We want to take it one game at a time for sure. So, I mean, just stay tuned. Wait a couple days. I know in this day and age, everything just comes at you on Twitter. You got to know instantly. But I'm Gonna make you just settle down a little bit.
So, since we have some folks in the chat, my question is there anything that you guys want us to answer prior to signing off? Because we still got some time before we close the show off, but is there anything you guys want to know about us, PSG? Maybe, something about Davide and us if you guys want us to open up to you, because I think, you bought us dinner, so I guess we might as well give you something.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good point. I mean, definitely get involved, ask questions. I'm not gonna let people completely into my life, of course, but I'll answer the standard stuff. I'm still waiting for somebody to. There's something in my background right now which is quite unique that I did in Juve colors. I'm still waiting for somebody to call it out. So we'll see. Nobody even from the Turn Giant side has even figured it out. So get the guesses in. This will be a fun little game. We'll keep it on going. And you know what? If somebody can guess what it is, I might just might throw a giveaway. So let's throw these giveaways, because not only am I going to do a giveaway if you can guess my little custom painted what have you in my background, tell me what it is. I mean, the angles might not be perfect each one. I changed my camera's not in a fixed spot. Let's just say that. So it does change a little bit, the angles. But moreover, we're on the road to 500 subscribers right now. And at 500 subscribers, there will be a giveaway. So, I mean, we got 2 giveaways going right now. I just promised. Didn't even tell Farhad that I'm going to take another one of his shirts. So, if I have to, I'm paying for it straight out of my wallet. It's all good. I don't care. Let's get these giveaways going. Let's get this. Let's get excited. Let's get excited for the giveaways. Let's get excited for PSG, for the Champions League. And next week for our special secret guest, which may not be so secret if you read our comments.
Delete the comment. No.
No. It's not that kind of secret. I'll let you guys guess what it is. But it'll be fun. Otherwise, predictions. What do you have for tomorrow?
Oh, come on, man. Why do you gotta put up my emotions like this?
I got stuff.
So, the question is I'll give you 2. So I'll give my Dreamland, one, and then I'll give probably something that I'll give you 2 that
Is this like Archer Dreamland or just like Dash's Dreamland?
Yeah. Yes. But so what I want to see is I want to see a 3-1 win for us, just based off of 3 counterattacking goals. The only 3 shots we have on target, 3 goals. That's something I would love.
That means we need 3 shots on target.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
No, but so I'm thinking maybe 3 shots on target, 3 swift counters, maybe go 2-0 up at halftime, and then get the icer at the end. The thing that I think might happen is it's going to probably be either a 1-1 draw between us and PSG, or maybe a 2-1 loss, one of the 2s. So the reason why I say it is because I'm afraid that we get a 1-0 goal, we get a lucky goal off a set piece or something like that, and Allegri's like, all right, guys, close it up, we're done. Because again, we're playing in Paris, hostile environment for us. I mean, it's not like Fiorentina, but again, we're away from home, so you can't expect to run riot in Paris. So best case scenario, we get a 1-1 draw or a 0-0 draw, or I like to call it Allegri ball 101 right there. Or we take a 2-1 loss. I don't see us conceding 3 or 4 goals. I don't think so. I think maybe a 2-1.
Jockey's going
free kick again.
Yeah, 2-1 loss with the Vlahovic free kick. I mean,
it might be possible because Donnarumma is in net. So
the more he does this, the more our short reels just blow up. So please, absolutely go for it.
Yeah, I just need either a Locatelli beamer from 45 yards out or another Vlahovic free kick goal, and then boom.
I'm waiting for Paredes to get his first goal with that 35-yard screamer.
Yeah, I mean, Milik did give us the thrust goal, so he turned on the thrusters on that one, so we were able to use that one as a...
Yeah. I hope... I'm going to check now. If you guys haven't been looking at this, because... Swear to God, you guys got to check all these things out.
Yeah. So also, as Davide is looking at it, but guys, take a look at our shorts too, because we do post highlights of goals that are scored against us, or not against us, that we score against other teams. So, like for example, we've got the Vlahovic free kicks. We've got angles of the actual game angles, and we also have fan angles because we do have someone that actually goes to the games in Turin. So like he does provide footage of some of the stuff. So there's like, if you want to see Vlahovic's free kick goal against Roma from a fan angle, we have it. If You want to see Milik's thrust goal? We have it. You want to see Locatelli's disallowed goal? We got it. So look at our shorts section on our channel. We got a lot of cool content there as well outside of our lives. So there's a lot of other things that we do, and I believe it's Juventus HQ that helps us with the shorts.
Yeah.
Dude's a maestro when it comes to the shorts.
He is, and I just checked. You guys got to check out. You clearly have, and I can tell by the views. There's usually like thousands upon thousands. There's not enough. Check these things out. The Milkman delivered with his hips. Check out our shorts, because, man, every day he's putting these things together. Yes, like you said, Juventus HQ. What a guy.
And then I believe it's, I'm going to probably butcher this, but Sarthak
Sharma.
Yeah, Sarthak. It's going to be a classic 1-0 win. I hope so.
1-0. You guys are... See, I'm usually the more positive one. I'm gonna go with a 2-0 loss for us. I think their attack is just too dangerous, and we still haven't figured out our passing game, our outlets and getting it out there. We haven't put enough shots on net. I think we will, just because it's going to be more of an open game. I just don't know if tomorrow will be a cutting edge type of day. So I mean, I hope so, but yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead. But I was just going to say, I'm like, we do historically actually have a very good record against PSG, but
well, the last time, do you know that 96 was the last time we actually played in the.
We played them in a friendly in 2017. We won 2-0.
Yeah, if you count, I guess. But in terms of actual competition, it was 96, the year we won, and we eliminated them with a 9-2 aggregate. They since a few years later got bought out by the oil money.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So things have certainly changed. Oh, here we go. Bonucci hip defending against Mbappe will be comical / a comedic tragedy, I believe.
Well, you know what, Animesh? Well, we're gonna have to trade it for shorts because of that, if that does happen. So we still win anyways. No.
And you know what? It's so funny because he totally does it. I can't remember. It was early. Yeah, I think it was one of the preseason games where we were making fun. I think it was probably against Madrid. We're like, oh, there's no way we can win with Bonucci and his hip. What do you call it? His version of the hip thrust, if you will, the defensive hip thrust. And sure enough, he pulled it out for us that game.
The thing is, like, it's funny because Milik scores by thrusting forward into net, where Bonucci thrusts his hip backwards and hits like the ball goes off his butt into the net. That's like a Bonucci hip thrust defending right there.
Yeah, a Bonucciism.
Yeah,
and Yusuf going for a 2-1 win for us. So you guys are positive. Man, that's good. I'm the negative one today. I'm sorry. I got to feed off you guys. I got to get positive for this one. Let's get hyped up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
but the thing is, I think that everyone here is all like kind of in agreement with is like, there's no way you can stop PSG from scoring. Like, there's no way. Yeah. There's going to be one for sure. I think it's just more so being able to mitigate the damage, or if we just follow them in the box and just have Korean stop all their penalties, because Messi sucks at PKs and Mbappe is atrocious at PKs, so just have them take PKs the whole game.
Neymar. Who is their main PK? Who's their main PK guy? I don't know offhand.
I think in theory, I think it's Mbappe, but like, he's been terrible at PKs. I mean, like, if you've watched him in critical moments, like, he's fumbled some PKs. I still remember.
Is it like Ronaldo taking free kicks? Yeah. Oh, there's the fanboy. Sorry, guys.
No, it actually is. Like, surprisingly, it is, because it's like Ronaldo blasted into the wall. Mbappe either blasted over or blasted at the keeper. I've never seen. Like, maybe he's improved and he's like totally changed his style of PKs. But I remember the one against Switzerland in the Euros where Mbappe took that PK, and I'm like, dude. And then the funny thing is Rabiot's mom was making fun of him after the game. But
of course, every episode there's a segment with Rabiot's mom.
That's the thing. I can't wait for the World Cup, because if Rabiot, Pogba, and Mbappe are all on the French squad, because Pogba's parents hate Mbappe's parents, and Veronica is like Veronica. I think she just picks on someone to just piss off, but. Oh man, dude, that's gonna be an episode of telenovelas. I can't wait for the World Cup.
Oh, the drama! This is why we watch it, right? It's all about the drama. Love it. All right, yeah, we're rolling to the hour mark. We're right on schedule. It seems. There any little tidbits for tomorrow you got for us?
Me?
Yeah, no,
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you were
Obviously, who else is here?
I was like sitting there and I was just like,
Or the crowd, the live chat, of course. But
the funny thing is like, so here's a comedic thing here, but like when you said tidbits, I thought you said Timbits, and I was just like, yeah, I could go.
Tim Biebs. Oh no, you know what?
No,
Enough of the Canadiana. Nobody cares about Canadian. No, I don't know. If you care about Canadian donuts, whatever, we'll talk about it.
I like the. That's the one thing I love about Tim Hortons is their Timbits, because like it's way better because like we have Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme.
Oh, Dunkin' is gross. It's so gross.
Well, and it's like I remember I got a caramel macchiato, some espresso from them, and it's like I could still taste the coffee grounds in the coffee, and I was
No.
It's like no.
Amateur.
No, rookies.
Amateur hour.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme is. I'm not a fan personally. I know people just absolutely love Krispy Kreme.
Do you guys have that in Canada? Because even like where I'm from, the locations are limited.
They blew up 2000s. I remember the town that I grew up in had Canada's very first Krispy Kreme, and for I can't remember how long, months, weeks, years, I don't know, but lineups. You had to get there first thing in the morning and just lineups. And I kind of get it. So the parent company of Burger King bought out Tim Hortons. Everything became pre-packaged, frozen. It's just not great anymore, right? Mm-hmm. So this was like the big new thing. And they're great. I just find that Krispy Kreme is just so dense that it's like you ate a brick and just sitting in your stomach afterwards.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like it's delicious. You just feel like crap.
Yeah, because Krispy Kreme is kind of like a dying brand. Because I remember in Michigan, it's the state that I live in, we had like 15 of them, and now we only have like 2 across the entire state. No. So yeah, it's like a dying brand over here.
All right, enough about donuts. We got an actual question here.
We got an actual question here. All right, Yusuf, way to interrupt donut talk. It's fine. I know your name now. I'm kidding. If anyone were to have a big performance for us tomorrow, who do you think it will be? I'm going to put my money on. He's cool. He's young. He's 19. He is an animal. The beast of the midfield. The through ball champ. The corner kicking something. Fabio Moretti. I think he's going to have a really good game.
I hope so, actually. I love the kid, as you know, but does Vlahovic just show up Mbappe? As I say, we're not going to get any goals, but if somebody's going to show up and go huge, let's go with Vlahovic just owning the Champions League.
So my thought process is I expect Vlahovic to go good. The thing is, the reason why I say I think Moretti is going to be a standout performer is because no one's expecting it from him. Like more so the neutral.
The neutral won't, correct.
The neutral folks aren't really expecting it. I think they're going to expect Vlahovic. I think they're going to expect Kostic and them to like turn up. But I think Moretti's going to be like a nice shining beacon of hope because he's going to put Marco Verratti on skates and he's going to show Renato Sanchez what a true golden boy is and destroy that midfield all by himself. I hope.
So Moretti is currently in the running for my next jersey. I know I'm not copying. I know Giuseppe just got a Moretti jersey. And actually when he bought it, because he forgot his home jersey when he went to the game last week, he asked, posed the question, what jersey did I get? And right away I'm like, you got Moretti. And he did. So obviously we're on that same hype train. If he continues down this route, and as you can tell, I don't have this year's jersey, I wait till they go on clearance. I'll be honest. I'm a little cheap that way. I pay like half the price. I pay basically less than the jersey, but I get the name on it. So yes, I'm going to wait a few months. But that also allows me to decide who I'm going to get. So right now, Moretti is the front runner.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's way better than like, for example, waiting for the jersey. It's way better than like accidentally buying a Ramsey jersey because like
like somebody we know,
somebody bought a Ramsey jersey and now you're just that guy that has a Ramsey jersey. So like that's way better than that. I'd rather wait on that too.
Yeah. So Jockey's thinking. And I would have to agree, just because I've seen it too many times. Vlaho will play his heart out, but be alone up top. I hope not again, but we've seen it, maybe.
Yeah, I hope so too. But we also remember we got to take into effect that it's going to be a lot more open. I don't think he's going to be as isolated because the thing is I think Kostic is going to have more space to move around in, which will keep him from being isolated. And then also I think PSG has to contain our midfield as well. I know that's the first time hearing that, but
That Rabiot guy, I swear they're gonna have to
well,
hold him
because the
back.
thing is like if you have Rabiot that has him as like a heat-seeking missile that essentially takes on everything as far as like on the offensive side of the game, that means he's neglecting their attacks, essentially negating their attacks, and then you have Paredes and Moretti both who can pass the ball very well. So that opens up your wings and your areas. I mean, if you throw it to Cuadrado, yes, Vlahovic is going to get isolated because Cuadrado does not have
Quadrajo.
Cuadrado. I don't know why.
He went from Colombian to Mexican.
I know, Mr. Cuadrado. But so Cuadrado, because the thing is like he does not have a square button or a triangle button on his controller. So when he plays FIFA, all he does is press the square. But I think defensively, I think the key piece, or I think Moretti is going to be the shining star in the offensive phase of the midfield. I think Rabiot or Adrian Vieira, whenever Rabiot turns it up,
Yeah.
Adrian Vieira is going to have a very good game because
You choked on your words there.
my psyche's telling me, did you just compliment Rabiot?
And my dog,
What's wrong with you?
and my dog just groaned at you too. If you heard
It would have been
that.
funny if your dog would have just like sneezed or something like that, and you just hear it in the background. It's like Rabiot.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, so the reason why is because Rabiot is a unit. Physically, he's actually really big. He is a tough dude. So like, he can box out Hakimi like it's nobody's business. He is.
Yeah,
like,
Hakim's a small dude.
Yeah, he's twice the size of Verratti, and then also like Renato Sanchez is like 5'2" or like not even that tall at all. So it's like, yeah, I think defensively, I think Vieira is going to do something really well here. I'm just jinxing it. I'm trying to manifest it in the actual words here, but I think Rabiot is going to be very important as the train is like in my background right now. See, the train even agrees, guys. The train's like tooting when I said Rabiot, but defensively, I think he's going to be very important because then he'll free up Paredes and Moretti. And the thing is the difference between Fiorentina and Roma. I like to make this comparison a lot. Rabiot was in the midfield. In the Fiorentina game, he was not in the midfield. So it kind of is weird because the thing is, and I think if anything that we've learned is you need to have Rabiot as a defensive force in your midfield for what Allegri is trying to do for it to work because Roma pressed us, but we were able to somehow get through it because, again, Rabiot, defensive masterpiece there. I'm not complimenting him. It's just kind of how he played. And then you have Paredes, who was able to get the exit ball in now without any issues. I think Paredes is a better passer than Locatelli in the middle, in my opinion. Come at me, bro, if anyone disagrees with me. But
Jockey bro with his Locatelli image there. Maybe. I mean, we love him.
Like the thing is like because I think Moretti and Locatelli are going to probably start interchanging with each other as the season goes on because essentially they play the same role in a way.
Yeah.
So I don't think midfield wise, I don't think it's beneficial to have Locatelli, Moretti, and Paredes on the field at the same time. I think it's more so better to have Rabiot, Paredes, or Moretti / Locatelli. I think that's going to be a little bit more balanced because you have someone to cover the defensive duties, and then you also have someone to cover the offensive duties. Because like the thing is if we think about it, in the last time we did the iteration of the 4-3-3 with Allegri, we had Matuidi, Pjanic, and Khedira in 2018. So Khedira was like almost like a Moretti. I mean, he was washed at that point, but he was playing like a Moretti or a Locatelli. Pjanic was kind of like your Paredes. And then you have Matuidi, that's kind of like your Rabiot, where you don't expect much out of Matuidi. You just expect him to literally just disrupt the offense, the opposing team offense.
Yeah.
And Rabiot does turn it up. And the thing is, the reason why I think Rabiot might come in big is because, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Rabiot has beef against PSG. And his mom has beef, so his mom is probably going to sit there and give
his mom told him to have beef.
Yeah, his mom is like, she's like, Adrian, I need you to have this, like, she's like, I need you to come at this with just a pure burning passion of fire. And then she like gives him like steroids or something. That's why his legs healed. But
that's the breast milk again.
It's the breast milk.
Yeah,
it's mommy milkers. But yeah, so it's like what is it? If anyone has seen Space Jam, where it's like Michael's magic juice. Instead, it's going to be Adrian's magic juice that he drinks.
Oh, this is getting gross.
I know, it actually does sound pretty weird. Ooh, and it's lunchtime too.
Yeah, way too early.
Yeah, sorry, that's for the late night show. Sorry guys, we gave you a teaser for our After Dark show right there. But But anyways, I got to get back. I got to get back on topic here. But I think Rabiot defensively is going to be very well against PSG. I just think because he knows some of these players, he's played with them. Also, he's just if you just have him focus on the defensive phase of the game, he is great, an amazing midfielder at just being a defensive midfielder. So I think it's going to be that. I think Rabiot is going to shine defensively. I think Morante is going to shine offensively. And then I think Paredes is going to do what Paredes needs to do, move the ball from the defense to the attack, building out from the back. So he showed us some positive signs against Fiorentina. I don't care if anyone wants to tell me that we sucked that game. Yes, we sucked that game, but you also have to look at some of the things that the players did. And I think Paredes is probably going to, once he starts getting acclimated and into the system, I think he's going to do very well, in my opinion. And then Keane's going to sub in and get a late-minute goal so Davide can cheer and wear a Keane jersey on Wednesday.
Oh, there you have it. What I do like seeing from the chat and even from you, Dash, there's a lot of positive vibes towards Rabiot right now. So I love it, especially after just so much. Just we have not treated him very well as fans. Let's say that.
Yeah, we haven't.
So maybe we're starting to appreciate him a bit more, seeing what happens when he's not in the squad. Just appreciating for him for who he is and what he offers. No, he's not the greatest player. He's definitely not a full-out two-way player. He's maybe more one-dimensional than we like. But he is good at what he does. So, yeah, the love is out there. Keep on supporting Rabiot and Juve as a whole. I love it, guys. Thanks for staying positive, because we know times like these, it's a little wishy-washy. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for supporting Juve, because again, we're all in this together. We're all the fans. You and me, all of us, we're all sitting in the same chair essentially. We're all here just trying to root Juve on to glory, to Champions League, Serie A, just to glory. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining in. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Hit up the Discord. All the links to the socials, to everything's down in that description. So please check it out. Dash, any parting words?
I just want to say to everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining our lunchtime edition of our Champions League preview. Do what Davide said, like, comment, subscribe on that stuff on the replay. Just shoot us some friendly words of wisdom and kindness on those comments. And as our parting note, Weston McKinney, don't eat Chipotle tonight. Have a great day. Have a good Labor Day, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up. We appreciate everything. We will hit you back up post-game on the Wednesday. So that's the day after the match. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Catch you on the flip side.
And Forza Juve.